Brian Brown. My official title is the Plano Craft Beer Examiner for the Examiner.com website. I'm here representing the Franconia Brewery at the Media Grill and Bar in the Hilton Anatole. I just like to see how they pair more unusual foods with the beer. Because if you go to typical pubs and get typical pub food, burgers and fries and sandwiches, you really can't dig in and see what kind of flavors the beer melds well with those foods, because those foods are always very strong and they're very rich and very big. Whereas at a restaurant like this, the foods are a little bit more delicate. They try hard to match up the flavors and have things that work in concert. So that to me is an opportunity to try things you wouldn't normally try with the beer if you're just going to the Super Bowl party or the ball game or down the bar. So that's what interests me most about it. Brewmaster for Franconia. He first moved here back in 2003 and worked for the Two Rows restaurant chain locally when they still were doing in-house brews. He was their corporate brewmaster for a few years. Basically what happened was Two Rows decided they wanted to move all the brewing out of house and get a contract brewery to brew it. And so Dennis took that as an opportunity, took the equipment, opened his own brewery, and while he was brewing the Two Rows brews, basically he started developing his own recipes so he could develop the Franconia brand, which is what he really wanted to do in the first place. Dennis is the most traditional, he's the most strict to the letter in terms of style guidelines. He brews strictly to the Reinheitsgebot, which is the German purity law, which makes sense because he's from Bavaria, the largest area of beer drinking and brewing in the world. They have he'll tell you they have 300 breweries in the little area where he was born. And he's very traditional. He wants his beer to be clean, crisp. He doesn't go for big hopped beers because he wants you to taste all the ingredients. He wants you to taste the hops, the malt, and the yeast components. Whereas a lot of these breweries, big beer is the thing now. Craft beer, everybody thinks big beer, so I got to have hops, 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 hops. So when you do that, I mean, there's so much bitterness and so much flavor in those hops that you really can't taste anything else. So if you drink a really hoppy beer, drinking another beer after, you might not even be able to taste it because your palate will be so wrecked. And there's actually a beer called Palate Wrecker, and that's exactly what it does. But with Dennis's beers, they're all so balanced, and you can taste all the ingredients that you can go from beer to beer to beer and still get all the flavors and enjoy them for what they're supposed to be.